my gosh, you guys, so much to talk about. I'm really glad you're here. I was really nervous people wouldn't come because if you feel like I do, you're feeling kind of zoomed out. Like I'm on Zoom all the time, like not just for comedy, but I'm doing meetings, I'm talking to people because that's the only way we can do it now. And I had a bad connection on one of my calls, like my audio was going out, my video was going out, and a guy in the call was like, oh, are you on Wi-Fi? And I'm like, well, yeah. And then he was like, oh, well, you need to run your Ethernet cable directly into your router. Sir, my router is on another floor in my house. He goes, oh, well, then you just run the cable out the window. So what you're saying is I need a boyfriend. I need a boyfriend who's techie, handy, and not afraid of heights. Okay, let me just run on over to Tinder and update my preferences. Now, I'm gonna let everybody who's on here who's not a comic in on some background comedy stuff, okay? Comics will complain amongst ourselves that everybody thinks that they can do stand-up comedy, right? Yes, everybody says that. Oh, I'm funny. I make my friends laugh, right? And comics, we get mad and amongst ourselves, we say no other profession has to put up with that. That's not true. Okay, because how many overnight armchair virologists do you know now? How many epidemiologists don't know where they got their degree, but overnight, right? All of a sudden they are master statistician. And I'm like, oh no, dude, I went to school with you. You dropped statistics the first day. What are you doing? I'm just so tired. Because you know what? I loved President Obama, okay? But he was not perfect. Nor did I believe every word that fell out of his mouth, okay? Because trust and belief, if he had said something about curing Ebola with some light and some Clorox, even I would have said, motherfucker, what? And can I be honest, you guys? I like wearing a mask. I am saving money on lipstick and dental work. You know what? I did an interview, and somebody asked me, it was very sweet. They said, Leighann, how are you getting by? Because they said, when you live in Queens, New York, you live in the epicenter of the epicenter. How are you getting by? And I said, I am getting by being a responsible adult and making sure that I have enough liquor in my house at all times. Okay, now let me be clear. I don't necessarily need to drink it. I just need to be able to reach out and touch it, right? Like I'm watching something on the news, somebody says something stupid. What are the odds? I just grab that wine bottle, I just breathe. And I like to call this, and you can do this at home, I call this a wine and whiskey meditation. Jack Daniels, take me away. Think about how crazy this is. We found out that UFOs are real. Okay? If you missed that in the news cycle this week, we found out that UFOs are real. And the whole world went, and like that was not even important. Let me tell you how I feel about it. If the aliens did not show up here with a cure, an evacuation plan, or an invitation to an interspecies happy hour, I am not interested. Okay, we're a little busy right now. It is a pandemic. We are not accepting company right now. Sir, ma'am, it, they, whatever you are, and just need you to get in your spaceship and go, okay? You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, okay? Earth is closed. So I am wondering how many people are mad that they went into medicine? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they just should have stuck it out with musical theater. Because like instead of like putting their lives on the line every day, they could be on a balcony doing Zoom sing-alongs. And by the way, if you are trying to get through this pandemic without a balcony, you're screwed. But I was going to say before, I think I would be remiss if I did not remind everyone here that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I think we should just stretch that out for the rest of the year, don't you think? Maybe the whole decade, because we all gonna need some help. We needed help before. We totally need it now. Like, I gotta tell you, last year I invited my therapist over for Thanksgiving dinner, so she could see what I'm working with. And yeah, she's in therapy now. I watched Harriet, the movie about Harriet Tubman. And can I tell you, this is the part about the movie that really upset me. And the whole thing was upsetting, but there was one part in particular. If you saw the movie, if you haven't, I'll explain. Harriet escapes. She's free. She goes back a year later to rescue her husband. And he is married to another woman. Y'all. I felt that in my heart, because I'm like, if that could happen to Harriet Tubman, that could happen to me, right? I leave, I come back, he's married to somebody else. Talk about, baby, I didn't know where you went. I didn't know how long you'd be gone. Motherfucker, I went to work. 8 hours. You couldn't keep it together for 8 hours. I am actually also trying to catch up on my Marvel movies, and I'll close with this. I'm catching up on my Marvel movies, because understand, I didn't read the comic books, so I see the movie and it's all brand new, it's fresh. I have no idea what's about to happen. So I watched Captain America: Civil War. I'm about, I don't know, like halfway through the movie, and I realized this is not about the Civil War. I thought there was going to be some kind of superhero Harriet Tubman crossover. They're going to be freeing slaves. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Thank you so much for hanging out and drinking in public, because this is public now. This is literally the public square. I want to say cheers to everybody. Thank you so much.